I'm Billy Gibbons from ZZ Top.
I'm Dusty Hill. I play bass.
And Frank Beard on drums.
Ray Charles, in his autobiography, said if you want to put a great band together, go to Houston, Texas.
My name's Lyle Lovett. I was born and raised in Houston, Texas. Houston has everything to offer. It's great to be able to go into town and see the symphony or the ballet or the great museum.
I'm Jim Parsons. I'm an actor. I consider myself so lucky to have grown up in Houston. It was so beneficial to me as a person in general, but very specifically as an actor.
Hey, I'm Chandra Wilson, and I'm an actor. I play Dr. Bailey on Grey's Anatomy, which I hear is doing pretty well. Houston is home because that's where everything that's familiar to me is.
I've had an opportunity to live wherever I want to live, but for some reason, like a homing pigeon, something calls me back to Houston.
I'm Chloe Dow. I'm a designer and owner of Latte Boutique and winner of Season 2 Project Runway. Without being here, I don't think I could do it. The city's so supportive of young designers.
I'm Brian Chang, professional soccer player for the Houston Dynamo. Houston's perfect for soccer in the sense that it is so diverse. And that's one of the things I've loved about this city from day one.
We have so many nationalities in Houston, and between all of the different neighborhoods and all the different kinds of food and all the different kinds of entertainment is really, really eclectic.
Something for everyone. Doesn't matter who you are or where you're from, you're going to find a corner of this city to say, that's my town.
And I always end up talking about the music scene here. Archie Bell and the Drills, Beyonce, and of course that little band from Texas, ZZ Top.
A lot of places to go to hear great music of all different types.
It always seems to come back to music and Mexican food.
I like to eat, I have to admit, and I love to go to restaurants in Houston.
Well, a lot of people don't understand. If they come to Houston, they're going to find a city that's filled with great restaurants. It's the home of nice food.
In the arts, Houston is respected the world over.
Houston has one of the most significant museum districts in the country. There's literally hundreds of museums throughout the city.
It's a big city, and I don't think people realize how big it is. There's so much going on that there's always something new to do and always something new to experience.
I like to go to all the sporting events. I like the golf, 365 days a year.
The Houston fan, they can go to any sport they want, and you get to see the different games and at the highest level.
So many things to be proud of. The medical center, Rice University.
The shopping scene is amazing here. 14 million square feet of retail. All the luxury stores are here.
The city is made up of the people that live in it, and I think that feel of this city is friendly and warm, and it's something that everybody should experience.
If I had one wish for Houston, I hope it doesn't change.
It's a wonderful town.
I'm Chandra Wilson, and this is my Houston.
I'm Jim Parsons, and this is my Houston.
I'm Chloe Dow.
And this is my Houston.
Enough said right there.
We're ZZ Top, and this is our Houston.
We're the art guys. I'm Jack, and this is Mike.
The art guy.
You can make art out of anything.
Let's go to Tate. We spend all day in the studio conjuring up things.
Putting handles on bricks. We drink caffeine. We have seen the art scene in Houston change dramatically over the last 25 years.
Houston, it's its own quirky little bit of international nutsiness.
Hello?
It's just so doggone independently American here. It's truly a different attitude than other places. We're the art guy.
And this is my Houston.
I'm Naoko Suzaki. I'm a ballet dancer.
She's a beautiful dancer. My name is Connor Walsh, and I am a principal dancer with the Houston Ballet.
When you dance with him, he makes you feel like you're the only person.
It's a very large company, 5th largest for the United States. Great range of classical and contemporary.
I feel a very close connection with the Houston audience.
Great supporters of dance. We have an exciting new director who's a choreographer as well. A very exciting time for us.
私は楠崎奈緒です。
I'm Connor Walsh.
これが私の Houston.
And this is my Houston.
I love our fans. You know, I think we have the best fans in the country. They've built a relationship with us from day one. They've opened their arms and welcomed us. I think Houston is perfect for soccer. It is so diverse. Everybody's there having a good time. You know, you can really feel the energy. There's nothing that gives me greater joy than to see the expression on the fans' faces when we score a goal. It's pure excitement. It's what we play for. You know, it's something that I think everybody should experience. I'm Brian Chang from the Houston Dynamo, and this is my Houston.
Hey, I'm Chandra Wilson, and I'm an actor. I play Dr. Bailey on Grey's Anatomy, which I hear is doing pretty well. Houston is home because that's where everything that's familiar to me is. HSPVA allowed me to experience a great deal of creative success. HSPVA stands for the High School for the Performing and Visual Arts. It's the place where you get to let your imagination soar. It builds your character. It builds your self-esteem. I'm Chandra Wilson, and this is my Houston.
I'm Chloe Dow. I'm a designer and owner of Latte Boutique.
I'm Sydney Dow. I do marketing and PR for Latte.
My reality is bigger than my dream has ever been thanks to Project Runway. Houstonians are really hungry for fashion.
We're kind of the frontier of small boutiques in the city.
It's just not about fashion in Houston. It's the whole scene of art, fashion, photography, even restaurant, the nightlife.
There's a lot of neat stuff that's going on in the city.
I'm Chloe Dow.
And I'm Sydney Dow.
And this is our Houston.
2-bar count, and then we are in. I am a record producer. I've worked with Beyonce, Destiny's Child, Lyle Lovett, ZZ Top. I'm one of the owners of Sugar Hill Recording Studios, one of the oldest recording studios in the United States. The Stones have cut records at Sugar Hill, Todd Rundgren, Willie Nelson, Freddie Fender, the Big Popper cut Chantilly lace at Sugar Hill. The work that's been done there is internationally known, the Houston sound. There's something about Houston that is so vital, it doesn't stay still long enough to be known for one thing. I'm Dan Workman, and this is my Houston.
I'm Jim Parsons. I'm an actor. I consider myself so lucky to have grown up in Houston. It was so beneficial to me as a person in general, but very specifically as an actor. I've never participated in theater like I got to in Houston, and some of the experiences I had in Houston will never be replicated. It's neat to get to go back and experience some of the more tourist aspects of Houston. The first thing I ever think of when I go back, I have to admit, I like to eat, and I love to go to restaurants in Houston. Houston has one of the most significant museum districts in the country. You have 18 museums just in the museum district alone, and there's literally hundreds of other museums throughout the city. I lived in Houston and I lived in New York. I saw more horses in New York than I ever saw in Houston. I saw more art in Houston than I ever saw in New York. I'm Jim Parsons, and this is my Houston.
I'm Oscar de la Rosa. This is Armando Lichtenberger. We're La Mafia. 35, 36 albums.
We're going on number 37. 2 Grammys, 2 Latin Grammys. People have no idea how proud we were. What I like to brag about is cultural diversity in the city. The different nationalities living together side by side.
People that come from different countries have nothing but good things to say about Houston.
Houston has a very diverse music scene.
Whether you want live music, hip hop, you want Latin, whatever you want, Houston has it. We're La Mafia, and this is our Houston.
My name's Lyle Lovett. I was born and raised in Houston, Texas. Houston has everything to offer. In the arts, Houston is respected the world over. And I always end up talking about the music scene here. Archie Bell and the Drills, Beyonce, and of course that little band from Texas, ZZ Top. That's really shown the rest of the world the tip of the iceberg of what goes on in Houston. It's truly an amazing place. I'm Lyle Lovett, and this is my Houston. Texas wants you anyway.
I'm Marcus Davis. I'm the steward of the Breakfast Club. I sell grits and wings and waffles.
I'm Monica Pope, and I'm a chef at Tafia Restaurant, a Houston restaurant reflecting Houston.
You know, Monica's our neighbors.
It's kind of like this little indie block.
It's about
friendship,
relationships, creativity,
race, stuff.
It's a block party.
From 6 a.m. pretty much until 2 a.m. Houston's a great town, great people, great art, great food.
Business is absolutely phenomenal.
I am Monica Pope.
I'm Marcus Davis.
And this is my Houston.
This is my Houston.
I'm an art car artist in Houston. I make crazy things, mainly out of recycled materials. My favorite art car has 8 legs and it lurches forward. I mean, this thing comes alive. It's just amazing. We've had the world's largest art car parade for over 20 years. Atmosphere at the parade is like nothing you've ever seen. And it's just one of many events that promote creativity here in this town. People need to see what's really going on down here. I'm Mark Scrap Daddy Bradford, and this is my Houston.
I'm Billy Gibbons from ZZ Top.
I'm Dusty Hill. I play bass.
And Frank Beard on drums.
Ray Charles, in his autobiography, said if you want to put a great band together, go to Houston, Texas.
When we got started, they said, well, you need to go to California or New York to make it. And we went, no, we don't. We're going to stay here.
Many of the familiar numbers were inspired by things that happened to us in this great town, H-Town.
Houston is a very international city. It's got that flavor with the food, with the people.
Medical Center, Rice University, plus the great art museums.
I like to go to all the sporting events. I like the golf, 365 days a year.
A lot of places to go to hear great music of all different types.
It always seems to come back to music and Mexican food.
My life is the life of a musician on the road, looking forward to coming back home. My home is in Houston.
It's a wonderful town.
Enough said right there.
We're ZZ Top,
and this is our Houston.